I'm just listening to myself wax poetic on TikTok. I'm just listening to myself wax on TikTok. You gonna have yourself a good time. And once you dig in. All right. So, yes, we are here. Hello, good morning, and welcome to this morning's morning vibe. Oh, okay, computer. I see you tripping already. I see you tripping. I just started. It is gray. It is about to rain. So the weather is a little bit jacked up. Also, I would like to note that I don't know what I was about to say. Our fair, like Verona, but our fair Mercury in Aries is making a quite nasty stellium with, and I'll say nasty because I know what it's bringing. With Chiron, the sun, and the moon. So this is like in a couple days. So there's a lot of like distorted energy here as it comes to like communication. So I'm expecting some mini Mercury retrograde type of behavior. So that's probably, like I said, Friday. Yeah. But right now we still have our sun in conjunction with Chiron. And I'm seeing so many people in their wound. Like I was talking about yesterday. Like it is so big. This energy of I'm hurt. This is one of the last ones of my stepdad's hat collection. I'm so bothered by this wrinkle, but I mean, what I'm gonna do about it? What is perfect? Nothing. Anyway, so last night, I'm not gonna say everything that happened, but my son got triggered at basketball training. And, like I'm talking about, he was like punching the little wall or whatever in the place. I'm like, boy, because if you hurt yourself, then you're not going to be able to play. But then also, who going to the hospital? Because I know it ain't me. Because I know it ain't me. I'm not going. So stop. Anyway, so we had a long conversation because he was like, well, mom, I just don't know what's wrong with me. And I was like, I know what it is. And you don't be listening to me, and people don't be paying attention to my show. And I be trying to give them the astro weather, you know. But he's triggered, it's affecting his wound. And I don't know. Let me look at his chart real quick since I'm on here by myself. Let me go look at his chart real quick so I can know. Not so I can just tell y'all, but so I can know. But yeah, his wound was very affected yesterday. And a lot of people's wound is being affected. Like, I'll tell y'all about myself. So remember, listen. So remember, I told y'all that my wound is associated just with like, the way I see myself and how I present myself, and like this really like having to overdo it sometimes in order to like feel good about myself and how I look and stuff like that. So I have posted this picture the other day after I went to the pool. No, I don't want to do that. After I went to the pool, um, and I guess I was looking fine or whatever. And yesterday, this man I know commented on the picture, and he was like, when did you get fine? And I was like, what? Like, first of all, I've been fine. Okay. I've been fine like a motherfucker. Like, just because you are just now noticing me doesn't mean that I wasn't fine before. But that was triggering to me. It was triggering to me because fuck. Like, let me find out I was giving Mia Thermopolis, or like in one of those movies where you need a hot girl makeover or something. And I was talking to some of my friends about it. They were like, bitch, no, no. But that's kind of what happens is like, people don't notice you until you notice you and you turn your light on. So like my light was not on. I can't be mad at that. I have to acknowledge the fact that I probably kept myself in a space of like low key invisibility or not wanting to be noticed and recognized by people for my beauty. I think I told y'all people on this channel, you have to probably go back to like last year to look at this, but That was a big thing for me, like not wanting to be seen as attractive because I felt like it got me hurt in my life. It is now raining. So, yeah, I mean, I was triggered too, but like I could have easily gone off on him. And one thing about me is I know how to hurt a motherfucker's feelings. And I used to quickly go to that. If somebody hurt my feelings, I was like, and now it is your turn to die. So, like, I already know what I would have said to him, but I'm not going to say it here and I'm not going to say it to him. I'm just acknowledging the wound. So, that's really it. But so I just looked at my son's chart and his wound is in his 10th house, which is like public um, persona, how you're seen by the public. So, like, of course, there was a lot of people at basketball practice. He probably was feeling some type of way about being embarrassed, about not being successful during the practice. So, of course, he was triggered because he was like, he kept getting scored on or whatever, and he felt like he wasn't scoring, but he was. I just noticed that his attitude was really terrible the whole time. And like one thing I've been trying to tell him and work with him on is just like recognizing that your attitude is like a direct is well your reality or your present situation is directly related to your attitude or your vibration. I mean, because when I be fucked up, I'm like, hey guys, I'm sorry, mommy was fucked up. And I might even give them an example of something that took place because I had a bad attitude or was in a bad mood. And that's the thing, is like, just because I know this doesn't mean that I'm always not in a bad mood. Like sometimes I am in a bad mood too, because guess why? Because I'm still living inside of this body. Just like I said yesterday, if we were all light, we would not have flesh. We would be angelic beings. We are humans. So we are to process and accept and receive and lean into our humanity. So, my prayer for everybody is just that at this time of great triggering, because it is about to get very much uncomfortable, honey, that everybody is just able to process, what they're feeling, because that's what you have to do. Like, it's not for you to then go and rage. Some of y'all gonna rage because you never let yourself feel anything. Might been 20, 30 years since you had let yourself have a small fit. So if something triggers you right now, it's going to be an explosion. Like I was saying the other day. I mean, we saw what happened with Will Smith. And I would like to note also that I had seen in his chart that his natal Chiron was in direct conjunction with Mercury as it was transiting into Aries. So absolutely he was triggered, because remember that that Mercury was in the sextile too with Pluto. Transformation, death and rebirth. Hey, I know y'all didn't know me like this before, but now I got that crazy switch. And all it takes is a little bit of tap dancing for me to turn on that bitch. Okay. So play with me if you want to, because I feel like that's kind of the thing. It's like people always want to pick at you and be fucking with folks, but they don't know what somebody's triggers are. I feel like it's not our responsibility to manage the next person's triggers. It's not. So we can't be responsible for that. But I do think that when it comes to being emotionally intelligent, there is something to be said for the type of individual who is able to say, and I think I talked about this a couple weeks ago, you know what? I am sensing this is going to trigger this other party. I should not do this. I should not be triggering with malicious intent, you know. And not everybody finds everything funny. Some of us really cannot take a joke because of our wounding. So if you don't know these things about people, you're going to be joking, and then all of a sudden you're going to be bleeding out in the street because these people cannot take a joke because they don't like to be fucked with. Because they probably been getting fucked with since they were born. And like I always say, I was fucking with myself harder than anybody else could ever fuck with me. But everything that somebody else did exacerbated the wound that was already created by divine design. But I was really just deepening it every time I looked at myself and I thought, I wasn't worthy. I wasn't good enough. I wasn't pretty. I wasn't fascinating. I wasn't magnificent. All of these things that I was desperately wanting to be and am. Okay. But until I could see myself for what I really am, I didn't think so. So when people would kind of tickle that, it was like, oh, bitch, you came here to fight. I wasn't aware. Now I'm ready. Hold on. Let me get my switchblade, which for me is my mouth. It's my mouth. Because, yeah. Oh, yes, you need to jump on here. Let me message her so she can come and listen to this. Because she's messaging me. Oh, I'll just do it later. Anyway, so let's get into it. So my card for the day is the Fool in reverse. The Fool in reverse. And remember our overall cards. We have the Four of Swords, the Page of Swords reverse, and the Queen of Wands in reverse. So this hesitation to step into power and recognize that in stillness, divine direction comes. Trying to fight against that moment of sitting in the rubble before you can move forward. Before you can move forward, you know. So we've got the Fool, and I feel like this really amplifies that. Because I guess what I'm getting off of this is like, first of all, the first thing that came to me was codependency, like this very clear message of codependency, because people generally want to move or operate in groups because they feel more confident, more comfortable, and validated. But in this moment where we are right now, it's a you and you thing. You've got to go by yourself. So I wanted to play I'm Coming Out by Diana Ross, because what she says when she's like, there's a new me coming out. And she's like, I just want to live. I'm completely positive, blah, 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 blah. But like, that was like my truth. It's like, I'm not this vicious, toxic person anymore. I am a light. And I want y'all to see this. Just like what I said about the guy who's like, well, when did you get fine? When I turned the light on. You know, now you can see me because I'm glistening and glowing. But I had to be responsible to be doing that, because there's so many people who are like, I want to get noticed. I want people to see me. I want people to acknowledge my greatness. But they're not doing that for themselves. Like, it's, you got to do it. You have to do it. Nobody else. Like, I can walk up to you every time and be like I said yesterday, you are divine. You are a cosmic light being. Did you know that? And if you don't see it in you, it's just going to go flat. It's your responsibility, like the ghetto twins say. All right, so what do we want to know about, I guess, coming out? Like, I really see it like sitting in the pile of rubble where the tower fell. You and your flame are there, and you're like, oh my God, this is so hard. I just don't know which way to go. There's nobody here to help me. But you know who's there? You got the divine source you can call on, okay? So maybe we need to get into some information on how to connect with the divine in order to move forward here by yourself. How do you simply use the divine to advance? So let's do that. Much more to me. Yeah. See, and that's the part that sticks out to me, because I'm like, okay, just because I'm like doing magic or whatever, like, doesn't mean I'm not spreading love. Like, you don't have to be afraid of me just because I'm like, oh, we about to do this. wrote it down. Kaboom. You know, like, don't be mad at me because I know how to use this good energy. Like, that's what it's for. You think you came here with a whole connection to the divine for you to not be sending messages back and forth, and giving and receiving what you need? Come on. That's very basic of you. I'm not going to keep living the basic life struggling, because I was struggling, struggle city. All right. I am calling in. I forgot to light that candle yesterday. I'm going to have to do it today. Oh, amen. I just saw my number. I am calling in support of my angels, ancestors, guides, ascended masters, my Heavenly Father, my Creator who lives in me. I'm at peace. I'm at ease. I honor and see myself. I agree to find the path, stay the course, trust the process, and enjoy the journey. Amen. 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 All right. So, yeah, what we say? I mean, what was divine connection to move out of, to take the first, to stop being afraid of failure. Stop being afraid of failure. Like, I said something on the TikTok video that was like, you know, if you're afraid of, okay, so let's say, like I said, we got the tower moment, tower just fell, whatever you have been building up has now come down. You're sitting in the rubble, you're feeling some type of way because you spent all that time, your whole life building this thing up. What happens if I build something new and it falls down also? You got more stuff to put on your resume. Like, I have felt some type of way about, and I think I was telling you about this dream I had the other night, but like, I set and built that podcast with my girlfriends and it ultimately died. Okay. But that doesn't mean that I can't build another podcast. It doesn't mean I can't build another podcast. And like, maybe that one wasn't supposed to be forever. Like, what is supposed to be forever anyway? What is supposed to be forever? Like, come on. All right. So let's talk about divine connection. Let's talk about divine connection and moving forward. I am shaking. This energy today, like, honestly, too, don't forget that Mercury rules the nervous system. So I woke up, and when I was sitting on the toilet, that's my office, and I was sitting there and my body was like this, the inside of it, like not my flesh, but I could just feel my energy was like amplified. And somebody else, I think it was Jenny, she was just messaging me. We were talking about that before I got started. But yeah, man. So watch your nerves. I mean, I think watching your nerves helps you manage your triggers too, because it'd be your nerves that get affected when you get triggered. So, all right. So let's talk about divine connection, how to connect to the divine. Let's do that. I don't know if that's what I talked about recently, but it doesn't matter. That's what I'm feeling like I need to talk about right now. 2 diamonds. 2 diamonds. What else? Which that speaks to me too, because, you know, we've got the Fool card. He's supposed to be going to do this thing because, you know, Fool card is the first. It's the first one. This is how you start the journey in the major with the Fool. This is beautiful. I know it's getting real dark in here because it is raining out here in the H. We got 7 spades. So maybe I should use the white cards, but I've already pulled those. Whew. This is going to be an interesting day. I'm getting chaos energy. I kind of like it. And we got 5 hearts. Okay. So we're talking about how to, first of all, move by yourself in the physical without having a bunch of partners or team members with you to move towards what it is that you need to do, because it is a responsibility that belongs to you singularly. Okay. But you are able to use your divine connection in order to achieve advancement. So I just feel like I need to turn this down a little bit. Okay, so here's what I got for that so far. So we've got 2 diamonds, 7 spades, and 5 hearts. So this is giving me, first of all, having to decide. And once again, I feel like I'm leaning on the word surrender, but it's having to decide that instead of trying to figure out everything, and because to me, this 7 of Swords right here, that's what this card is indicating to me in this moment. Is like you're looking through all, like you're trying to find the key instead of just being like, okay, let me cry this out and let me ask for divine support. Help me to move forward, because 5 hearts is associated with 5 cups, which is really about allowing yourself to recognize that some of your cups have spilled. You are now in an emotional space. Remember, we've got the moon in Pisces. So your emotions are going to be watery, and you're going to be probably wanting to cry when you get triggered. Specifically today, if you get triggered, you're going to be like, fuck, I am so sick of this. This is going to be the moment that you're just like, I can't take this anymore. And you're going to have to give it away to the divine. So like they put you in this position so that you would open up your hands to them versus you trying to sift through all of the information in the file cabinet, trying to figure out what the next step is. Fuck that. Try something different. Trust. Okay. All right. So let's get some tarot cards. Okay, Rain. Look at all these rumors. I don't know. I feel really interesting today. I feel hella interesting. But the thing is that it might be raining, but I'm still going shopping because I got something I need to buy. I have something I need to buy. All right. So what else? What else? I guess this is already gearing up to be an interesting message. I do see the Devil card, and I do see the 6 of Wands here. Oh, as my baby daddy would say, it's about to boom-a-loom outside. It's boom-a-looming. Yeah, see the way that rain is coming off of that house. What else? What else do you need in a divine connection? One, you need to decide you're going to do it. You need to decide that you are going to allow your intuition to be your guide or your divine compass on the journey. You're going to stop trying to find all the answers and all the solutions on your own, and you're going to allow yourself to feel into whatever it is that you feel. Because I'm going to tell you right now, the feelings and the triggers are the real guide. They help you. They be letting you know. So when you get mad, look at why. What was it about that situation that pissed me the fuck off? What is it about this moment that is making me feel so out of control? You know I don't know which way I'm going to go, and I'm afraid I might fail. But there's something underneath there. Like, for me, it's at times like when I went up to the stage at the spelling bee and I got out on the word. I was in the 3rd grade. And I let that stop me from doing things I was supposed to be doing as an adult woman. And that helped me on my journey to feeling like I was not worthy, because I got out at the fucking spelling bee in 3rd grade. Like, imagine my overgrown self still emotionally being in the third grade. Being in the third grade emotionally because I was embarrassed, tonight. Because I didn't win. And then the word that they gave me was kind of stupid. It was a compound word. I guess that's what that is. But I was like, that's not even right. Like, I don't know. I ain't gonna investigate it. Them white hoes probably did hate on me, but whatever. The Nine of Wands. Nine of Wands. Well, we say that's the Wounded Warrior card, right? This is the card that represents feeling like you can do everything on your own. So that's another reminder for big time surrender. The Five of Swords in reverse. And I just heard, give up the ghost. Let it go. Because that's probably part of it. It's like, not just, okay, I'm afraid to fail. That's why I'm holding myself hostage and keeping myself here and not trusting the divine. But also, I am refusing to leave behind the life that I was living. I am refusing to be brave and expressive as I was designed to be, because they're all going to laugh at you, energy. So what if they laugh? They're not doing what they're supposed to do. You could be laughing at them. Look at you, milk toast. I'm gonna wear that out. I already know. Four Pentacles in reverse. Damn, with the lacking. But you know what, too? And I needed to say this because the other day I didn't acknowledge this. Whenever I got Four Diamonds, which is the same energy. That card is associated with Capricorn, which also is associated with not wanting to do something new. So that is really going to be the key. It's like you have got to leave behind the life that you had. The tower has already fallen. You cannot stay there in the rubble expecting it to come back together. It's time to go. It's time to go. When you are holding on too tightly to something that the divine has asked you to let go of, it is going to fall or get ripped away from you. It's no different than if you stay at a job too long and you need to leave it, you will lose that job because it's time for you to move. It's time for you to move. So instead of you trying to figure out, like I said, going through the file cabinet, trying to figure out, well, how can I figure this up? No, give it up. Give it up. Give up the struggle and allow yourself to be moved forward by the divine in this moment. Stop trying to hold on to what you built. It wasn't sustainable. That's why you've lost it. It's not forever. It's not something that is supposed to be carried on generationally. And there's a real probability that the thing that you've been holding on to is something that generationally has been replicating and causing poison to your DNA. I know one of the things for me and my family has also been the way women get married and the men that women choose to marry and the why behind why these women got married. I do not have to live that life in which I get married for the convenience of having somebody to take care of me. But in those marriages, the love is not being shown. So what is being then shown to the children? Not the kind of sustainable partnership that will help the Black community overall. No. So I don't have to do it like that. I don't have to marry the Iceman. One of my great grandfathers was the Iceman. He actually sold ice, but he also was a Capricorn. So my mom was telling me a story, and the first thing I saw in my mind whenever she was telling to me was the Iceman. because he was very cold and he did not show love. And I remember my grandmother felt like that to me, and that was his daughter. She felt like that to me. And ironically, his wife was a Cancer who was a very good gardener. So I'm about to tap into that energy, bring through great grandma. But I don't have to marry the Iceman. I am able to have a marriage with somebody who can show me love. Baby, be mine. Absolutely. Okay, let's go to the next card. Hello, viewer. So yeah, stop holding on to the old weight. Leave the rubble. Leave the rubble. I mean, you can sit there and cry in it and be like, oh my God, this was everything I ever built up. Okay. You can build something else now. And it's okay for you too. You should. To paradise. Y'all know how I feel about Michael Jackson. My hero. That little girl was like, Michael Jackson gonna come here and save me. Baby. I had an ex one time have some feeling about me dressing up as Michael Jackson for Halloween, even though I was wearing women's clothing that was just decorated like Michael Jackson. So obviously I'm still a woman. And he was like, I thought you were going to dress like Janet Jackson. And I'm like, just because I dress in a Michael Jackson costume does not make you gay. Okay. So like, I also need the fellas to go ahead and acknowledge that like the things that happen between a man and a woman are not homosexual. So y'all are killing us because, oh, you are? Oh yeah, you are a Capricorn. Are you tender or are you the Iceman? Maybe I need to look at your chart. This is for me for sure. Okay, well, let me keep on reading then. Love's embrace. Yeah, so like, because a friend and I were talking about how actually a woman had responded to a man who was a poet speaking poetry at his wedding. And I'm like, it's just got ridiculous. Like, how are we going to have sustainable relationships in this community if men and women are not able to go like this with each other? That means we both need to be able to give and receive. So everybody needs to have their masculine and feminine energy at a balance. And not everybody's masculine energy is going to be at the same level as everybody's feminine energy. You know, like it's not always going to be 50-50, but that's okay. Like, it's okay. Like, it's okay. Like, and I think that's one thing too. Like, as far as our community, look at that Queen of Pentacles. Get it, girl. Ooh. And the Devil card. Also associated with Capricorn. Also associated with Capricorn, the Devil card. Y'all just got a bad rap, but it's just because it doesn't feel warm. It doesn't feel inviting most of the time. It feels like boss daddy. No, we ain't doing it like that. Like, it's okay. So this happens to me sometimes too. Is like people will hire me to do something creative, but then they have that really, really rigid energy. And I'm like, I'm not here to be creative. You didn't hire me to be creative. You hired Michelle Roy to produce exactly what it is that you saw. Because if you had hired me to be creative, you would let Sheba do what she do. But you're not doing that. So sometimes it just feels really controlling, you know. Anyway, so in regards to the tower moment in our community, I think that's the tower moment for us as a collective, is just like getting to the point where we can reframe and renew how we interact with each other and relate to each other. Like, start to be okay with men being softer, you know, starting to be okay with maybe your woman having some ideas and a fucking brain, you know. Like, I'm a great strategist. I would look crazy in a relationship with somebody who is like, I'm fixing to figure out everything. I'm gonna just tell you what to do. I would not be happy in a relationship like that because I'm smart and intelligent. I've got to be able to be that, you know. And I've had relationships where people have wanted to run everything. But I'm like, I'm watching you run it into the ground because you're not paying attention to what the divine is saying. Like women just naturally have a more keen intuition. So if the directions, like let's say we're somewhere on a journey for real, okay? And it is men and women walking together, a man and woman together, okay? And I'm the one that has the direct connection to the compass, and you don't have that. Why in hell would you be the leader? Why would you be the leader and you don't have the compass? I have the compass. Why would you be in the front? You know what I'm saying? Why you can't just be like, you know what, she's getting the information, I'm gonna follow what she's saying, but you still have your job. Your job is still your job. Your job is to be there with the wands and to be a protector, to help, you know? So if we could get that together, I think we would really be onto something. But no, they want to be the leader without the compass. And then they want you to just get behind them because they're a man with no compass. That doesn't make sense to me, you know? And it's like, maybe not even somebody in the front and somebody in the back. How about together? Walking together, equally yoked. There's that double card again. Okay, that's because it's going down first. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, let's get a last card too about this, which I don't even remember now what I was talking about. Oh yeah. Okay, sitting in the rubble, needing to move forward in a new way. The Ace of Pentacles. Okay, yeah. I mean, needing to move forward in a brand new way. This is like a brand new, remember, I think I said this other day when this came out, it's like planting new seed. So let's plant new seeds. You know, if you're sitting there in the rubble and you're like, man, I know I'm supposed to be moving forward, but I'm so devastated because I've lost everything that I had. What is the divine asking you to now plant? Have you gotten that information? Are you being still enough? Did you sit long enough in the rubble to learn what it was that brought the tower down? You know, because if you don't pay attention to what it was that brought that, look at that shit. Look at that. It's the tower card. Oh my God. If you're not paying attention to what it was that brought the tower down initially, then the next time you build something, it's also going to fall. So that's part of it. Is like, okay, in the new way, we pay attention to what it is that we're doing and we're intentional about it. Not just doing stuff because my daddy always did it like this. Like, maybe your daddy was wrong. Maybe your daddy was wrong. And I remember too, my grandma, she always seemed so unhappy, but she was in a relationship with somebody who did not allow her to use her skills. And he was very much a Virgo. So, I mean, I feel so much for her because, oh my God. But she was a Leo, which meant that she was naturally creative and passionate. And I think that she was a really great painter. But I don't know if she ever really stepped into that because she was a house cleaner and a maid too. You know, like I don't have to live like that. And I'm grateful for that. I don't have to have that kind of marriage. And I'm looking forward to it. Keep that ice away from me, brother. The Three of Cups in reverse. Ooh, I'm sweating too. Ooh, this day is going to do so much for our nerves. And not necessarily in a good way. So just watch yourself, okay? Just watch yourself. Just watch yourself. You know, I was thinking I need to reframe the Cosmic Beach because I really feel like everybody should be able to come there. Anybody who needs to reframe and adjust their relationships with women. I mean, obviously men need that too, but they have to be open to to it, you know, because really the way to fix that is for you to be in touch with your own feminine energy, so you can be more compassionate and more understanding of your counterparts, you know. And then when it comes to women, we just have wounds around sister wounds, mother wounds, that kind of thing. But we have to collaborate with each other. We have to collaborate with each other. So there's healing on all levels right there. I think healing the divine feminine is really the key to fixing all of this. You know, I mean, hell, we're breaking out of the patriarchy. So healing the feminine is so key. The goddess is freaking rising. The high priestess in reverse. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Let me find out. Let me find out my cards are eavesdropping on my conversations. And so the star again. Let me find out my cards are eavesdropping on the conversation. I don't know. It's just lately I've been so taken aback by how they be like, what she said. I'm like, okay. You know, because y'all know I have my wound in being the weird girl. Oh, well, I'm the weird girl. Man, it is really raining out there. I'm still going outside, though. I'm not going too far. The tower. Good Lord. Good Lord. Stop playing with me. Stop playing. Stop playing. Ooh. I think that was one of my first dance reels. Never too much. Oh, I had so much fun doing that. So much fun. But I was so nervous to do those. Oh my God. I was like, oh my God, what are people going to say about me? They're going to be like, she dances. Yeah. Like, okay, big deal. And the devil card in reverse. My goodness. Okay. Okay. All right. So I feel like lastly with these, and then I'm going to move on to the next cards. But when I saw this 3 of Cups here, I don't know if you can see. There's 3 girls there with the cups. And the first thing I kind of thought about, or heard rather, was like, and then in looking at this High Priestess card in reverse, it's kind of leaning back on what I was just talking about. Like recognizing that the divine is not only a masculine energy, you know, the divine is also a feminine energy. The divine is, to me, they, because it embodies and encompasses masculine and feminine energy. So like there's a disconnection here in the way the feminine energy is being seen. Most people have ignored that part of the divine. Like we have this, you know, these Christian religions, but it's all patriarchy, you know, like God is a he. Look at what he's done for me. Look at what he's doing for me. Okay, but what about what she's doing for you? What about what she has done for you? You know what I mean? Like, come on. So that's part of letting the tower fall. Man, it's not what I thought it was. It's something different. And most especially in regards to it not being what you thought it was, the devil is also not what you thought it was. It's not what you thought it was. Because guess what? We're all carrying those divine energies. That includes the darkness. So while everyone's like, the devil is busy, your own vibration is fucking with you. That's not to say that we do not get attacked by darkness from the outside. That's not to say that. But if you are able to manage and control your own darkness, that is key, because then you won't be operating as the devil in somebody else's life, you know? So, I mean, this is really, to me, this message is just about like, get your ass up. Get your ass up and recognize that you've been thinking about this thing all wrong. You've been doing this all wrong. You're looking for this masculine hero when what you should have been looking for is a damn shero. And allowing yourself to get in touch with your own emotions and your own femininity so that you can be in the receiving position from the divine. Because if the masculine is giving and the feminine is receiving, and let's say that you are considering the divine as a masculine entity that is constantly giving, how can you be open to receive if you don't believe in receiving? If you can't receive, if you feel like being open, what was that card from last week? Open up the back of your heart to receive support. Receive support. You're trying to continue to be giving. You want to be God by yourself? Okay. 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 It's not going to work, but okay. So yes, get into receiving. Get into receiving. Let me find out. Y'all fellas are out here refusing to let the divine help you because that's gay. That's silly. That's silly. But I wouldn't be surprised. Nah, I don't need that. Nah, I don't need that. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. And you need to cry a little bit. And you need to ask for help. And you need to ask for help. That's what you need to do. From the divine. And here's a bonus for you. Your help is going to come in the form of another human. So if what you prayed for ends up being a woman, you need to let her help you receive, because now she's in the giving position. She's in the giving position, you know, like, because like, no shade, but once again, we got the compass. So I think it's about you like getting into that space of emotions, allowing yourself to unlock that space and be honest about what you need. I know y'all tired of being alone. You're tired of jumping in them arguments on Facebook about what women do and what women should not do and what men should not do. You're tired of that. So allow yourself to be open to receive what it is. If you are in a space of receiving, the divine can give to you, you know, and it might be that you have to be open to receiving other forms of help, you know, not just from your divine counterpart, but also like, you know, like maybe you need to be asking for help from people that you know too, because God sends help that way also. But if you're afraid to ask for help from the divine or from somebody else, you're going to keep on sitting in the rubble. You're going to keep sitting in the rubble, trying to figure it out on your own, sifting through the file cabinet of lack, sifting through the lack file cabinet, trying to figure out, well, how am I going to get this together? You got to be still so that you can get the information on which seeds need to be planted for you to move forward. And once again, if you ask for help, somebody else may bring in the seeds. Hey, I heard you needed these seeds. Let me show you how to plant it. No, you don't know nothing because, okay, well, I'm sorry. Are you sitting inside of the rubble that was from what you built? You are? Let me help you build something new, you know. I mean, it's not easy because I had a big problem with just receiving, you know, because I have been always this person. I got it. I'm a bad bitch. I got it. I can do it all by myself. I don't need no nigga. I don't need nobody. But like, yes, you do. Yes, you do. So it's a practice in being still by yourself, asking the divine for support, getting the message, and then moving out of the rubble and being open to receiving support once you hit the clearing. Because it's there. It's there. I'll be around. But remember, like I was saying the other day, your flame has to be lit. Your flame has to be lit. You can't expect the person that's coming in with the seeds to light your flame. Your flame already got to be lit before you can get there to start planting. So are you still holding on to that? If so, good. Have you been saying your prayers? Good. Good. Yeah, I feel hella weird today, but it's all good. Big picture thinking, Pleiades energy, visionary, and inspired ideas. Come on, inspired ideas. Good times. Like, these are really the good times. You get to be fresh, brand new right here. So much creativity comes out of these moments where it's like, okay, it's like flat ground, you know, fresh. Oh, yeah. The Star Brothers came out again. Protection, loyalty, safety, and trust. Yeah. Yeah. Good times. Like, you got to be able to allow the divine to offer you protection, trust, and love. Things that you've really been seeking outside of yourself in other people and not quite getting. Because when you are not in a space of self-love, your appetite for other people's love is really insatiable. Like, you're never fulfilled because you're expecting other people to fill it for you, the space that you have. And that's not their responsibility. It's for you to fill with the love of the divine. But can't feel it if you can't be open to receiving. Okay. If you feel like, I ain't opening up. Okay. Don't open up. Don't open up. You know, keep that same energy. Don't open up. You're so tough. We love it. Like, no, we don't. At all, actually. Like I said, I don't want any dealings with the Iceman, personally. Keep that shit over there. I'm looking for something much more soft and inviting. Because I want to feel safe. You know, and to me, like, safety doesn't come from just like feeling like, yes, I'm in this prison of ice. It feels so safe. Like, I want to be nurtured too. You know, I am a nurturing, but I also too want to be nurtured. Maximus. Oh, this is nasty. How can you feed others when your own table is empty? Oh my God. Okay. Let me turn the music back on. That was rude. How can you feed others when your own table is empty? Why you telling us what to do? You don't have your shit together. In other words. All right, let's see. I remember the song kept coming on and I was like so annoyed by it because I felt like they were not the good times. And I was like, why do you keep saying these are the good times? These are not the good times. This is hurting me. but they're the good times, really, because they grow you, you know, like for you to become whoever it is you're supposed to be. Okay. You are maxed out, and yet conversely, more is needed. More nourishment for yourself. You are spread too thin, and your life force is draining. How can you feed others when your own table is empty? A new idea is waiting to be cultivated, as experienced by the flame in the bulb. Get out of here. Look at this new flame. You see it inside the bulb? Wow. Wow. Okay. Or perhaps it's time to stop sitting on an idea you've had for some time. The moths are starting to gather. As lovely as they are, they will slowly blot out your light. It's time to feed yourself in order to cultivate and harvest your next crop. Stop focusing on everyone else and the role you play in their lives. Till your own soil, serve yourself the fruits of your own labor. The table is set with fine silver on blood red cloth. In fact, the blood is pooling and indicating that your life force is draining. Oh. Capture it now and fill your cup. What is the purpose of these fine things if they're not used? Look, I think that's what I was saying. Okay. When I started writing this morning, I was definitely getting this message about codependency, because, you know, if you are empty, you'll expect other people to fill you up nonstop. And that is just very draining. Like, I've been that way, where I would be like, why aren't you paying attention to me? Why aren't you loving me? Why aren't you this and why aren't you that? Like, that's not their job. I gotta love me, you know? I have to love me. I have to be there for myself. I have to learn myself and cultivate a real solid relationship with myself. And honestly, doing that, that is how you connect to the divine. Because it's you. Good times. Good times. And there are parts of you that you've ignored. That's why they be attacking you, you know? Because you're not paying attention to them. They need love. They need light. They need to be nurtured. They need to be nurtured. Move to. Oh, 61, self-love. Can't see it that good. Okay. Come on, spirit. Come on. It's the cards eavesdropping on the conversation for me. That's what they be doing. I'll be wondering, like, well, were the cards going to come out first, or was I going to talk first, or which one is it? Okay. All right. This card indicates a need to focus your attention on loving and believing in yourself. By drawing this card, you are being encouraged to make your relationship with yourself your number one priority, as this is the key to happiness and the manifestation of your dreams. Rather than dwell upon your shortcoming, you must accept and embrace who you are. It is now time to start treating yourself like a friend by replacing your negative self-talk with positive affirmations. Statements that affirm that you are lovable, worthy, and perfect just as you are, to help raise your energy vibration and improve your life circumstances. Set aside time to write down all the things you admire about yourself, such as your sense of humor, your smile, or your capacity to love. Every little thing counts, and nothing is insignificant or minor. In order to improve your current situation, you are being asked to adjust to. Let me see if they say this shit in everything. Yes, they do. They do say the same shit every part. You are being asked to adjust to and harmonize with the natural rhythm and cycles of your life. Cycles that are encouraging you to love and believe in yourself. Remember, you're an ongoing work in progress, and you didn't choose to come here to be the perfect person with the perfect life. Everything in your life is a reflection of what you believe about yourself. I feel like I said that in the very beginning about attitude. So nurture yourself with love. And we've been talking about nurturing yourself. Let me see. Does it really say that in everything? Yes, that's their thing. I'm talking about went ahead and copy pasted that first line into each and every single one of these. But I read it in that other book too, though. And at any rate, that's annoying to me because, miss, that's not creative as fuck. That's not creative as fuck. Okay. All right, let's see what we got out of this deck. And then I'm about to leave because I, like I said, am going outside. And then you forget manners. All right, sounds of R&B. Yeah. And I feel like it's self-date day too. That's what I think. That's why I do that. Because I am nurturing myself. I'm doing the things that, like, because it used to be very important to me to have somebody take me places and want to go eat with me. And I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. Like, you would really have to bring me something different in order for me to be like, okay, I'm going to give you all of me. You know what I mean? Like, it would have to be beyond just feeding me, like, or fucking me, you know? Okay, let me get one from the middle. Oh, that's 3 cups. 2 times in this reading we got that card. So what they want us to know about that then? I want you and I need you to wine. All right. A person sits on top of the water, creating waves for the fish to swim in. The celebration takes place in private under the light of a waxing moon. The instrument the person holds is limescape shaped. Maybe I don't know what that is, and so I'm confused. And describes the infinite wisdom. Oh, it's shaped like an infinity symbol. Infinite wisdom and harmony of helping someone become happy. Okay. The challenge this person faces is the longevity of the dance between his being able to keep on playing and the fish being able to hold attention. His imagination and ability to know the sounds that he pipes into the water are resources he draws upon. This card says that when we create happiness for others, we are fulfilled. Friendship, celebration, enjoying the company of others. Hallelujah. But I wouldn't suggest going that way until you've created some happiness for yourself. And I think that's why it's easy for me to say that, because if you look at yourself, and I was talking to my neighbor about this, and she was like, I don't want to be looking at myself like I have multiple aspects or multiple personalities. I'm like, but you do. So like, if you know the part of yourself that is lacking, you need to become that aspect of yourself's friend, and you need to pour into that aspect of yourself so that you can be whole. Because right now there's part of you that is feeling like rejected, dejected, neglected, forgotten, unloved. So you can't be who you need to be for the collective, which you are actually a leader for these people. You really are, but you don't know it yet. You haven't seen yourself as the star because there's part of you that feels neglected, rejected, and dejected. So, and I hate to say this, but it be those parts that are hurting that we give most of the power to, most of the I don't know what word I'm looking for. I keep like letting them stand in the front. Like whatever this is ego. There it is. Whatever your ego is on, then that's what your life is on, But like, you have to stop letting that run things. And it's not to say you have to kill your ego, because I used to say that. I used to be like, kill the ego. It's not about killing your ego. It's about dismantling it, putting it back together in a way that does serve you, because you need it. You do need it. But it can't be serving the darkness. It has to be operating from a place of light, you know, and the way to get there and to have your ego operating from a place of light is for you to become your own best friend, your own partner, whatever it is. And where's that top? And love into it, because it doesn't feel love, and it doesn't feel like love. It feels like ice. So if you want to feel like love, you have to soften. Going to have to. You have to be open to receiving guidance, advice, criticism, support. You know? And I kind of look at this tower moment too, like it's not necessarily a reprimand, but it's, I already told you what you're supposed to be doing. Why you're not doing it? You know? You're not doing it. From the divine mother. You're not doing it. You're not doing what I told you to do. So guess what? I can show you better than I can tell you why I let you know that what I suggested was a good idea in the first place. You know. All right. I'm out of here. Thanks for viewing, those who did. People who watch later, I hope you get what you need from it. If you don't, I'm sorry. I'm a little bit discombobulated today, but whatever. I still showed up. All right. See you later. Don't be a self-hater.